Yeah, good afternoon, friends. I am Vishal Kaushik. I am Assistant Professor Selection Grade here in the Center for Information Technology at UPES. Today, we will be discussing about the very new topic that is the hot cake also of the time that is called as Internet of Things. And we would be looking forward for uh, understanding how the scenario would be and what would be the future scope of the and opportunities for the employment and the businesses in India and abroad. So, and my present theme of the slide goes through the future approach 2020, the Internet of Things in 2020. So, if we look at by the year 2020, uh, there would be 4 billion people which would be connected together through the internet. Uh, the total revenue would be of a size which is hefty amount money. 4 trillion of US dollars would be available for uh, the money for the harnessing of the by the people those who are into the industry or into the business of internet of things. These companies can be any. There would be 25 million plus apps. Okay, there would be 25 billion plus embedded systems or intelligent systems, and that would actually drive the uh, entire show of the IoT business. And 50 trillion GBs of the data packets would flow. So everybody, every small or big entity in this business would be benefited with the business model of Internet of Things. Everybody would be uh, actually getting benefits of its own share of the cake, whether it is the telecom company, it is the application development company, the embedded systems or sensors manufacturing company, the internet service provider company, or anybody. Let us say anybody who is trying to do business through the help of the Internet of Things would also be benefited with this model. So let us go ahead with this and start understanding what Internet of Things actually means. So Internet of Things means Internet and the things. So it means actually that Internet of the various things which are there available. What do we mean by Internet? Internet is nothing but a network of networks which are connected together. These networks can be having various devices like the computers, the tablets, mobile phones, sensors, etc. There can be these things would be connected through the internet. Okay. Now we're coming on to the topic onto the term thing. So thing is actually meant to be any physical object. If we take out the dictionary meaning of the thing, any physical object, it can be any idea, any action, any situation, any activity, any case, whatever we need, whenever we need not to be precise. IoT in general consists of internetwork of the devices and physical objects. These objects can be anything which I've just told you. The objects can be the cars, the fuel stations, the personal mobile phones or the gadgets, the wristbands of the persons, etc., etc. Everything could be there. Okay, so Internet of Thing basically means physical object plus the controller, the sensor or actuator, and the gluing force, which is internet. Okay, so this is called as Internet of Things. Now, how it would be working on, what could be the business model for Internet of Things? Internet of Things would be benefited with the present technology like cloud computing. Why so? Because cloud actually is a mechanism which ensures delivery of any service of IT, and that delivery is not at fixed amount of money paid for. It is subscription based. So, and cloud can be scaled up or scaled down based on the requirement of the end user. Resources which are stored on a common resource pool where they can be allocated to and monitored from the central place. The resources are allocated based on the requirement, and the charge for the usage of that resources is also based on that actual usage, actual provisioning of these resources to the users. Now, cloud provides an on-demand provisioning of the resources. So, can we replace Internet of Things with the term Cloud of Things? Yes or no? Yes, definitely. Of course. Why? You can, easily relate it with your own understanding. The cloud has a symbol which is, uh, by convention, it was given to the internet because of unfixed or abstract shape or the picture of the internet. So, cloud of things can also be a term. Fine. Cloud acts as a perfect partner for IoT as it acts as a platform where all the sensors data can be stored and accessed from the remote locations. Why? I am emphasizing on the cloud because cloud would be the platform for Internet of Things or IoT or M2M to actually get success in its real forms or in its real magnitudes. Due to the high scalability in cloud, any number of nodes could be added or removed from the IoT system on a real-time basis. Now, what these nodes would be, we will be just discussing it. Let us take the example of smart cities. The smart city and the Prime Minister of the nation has initiated this scheme, Smart City. What do we mean by smart city? Smart city is equipped with basic infrastructure to give a decent quality of life, a clean and sustainable environment through applications of some smart solutions. Now, what these smart solutions are and how the city infrastructure would be benefited through the smart applications or smart solutions or systems. The smart city uses information and communication technologies, that is ICT, to enhance the quality, performance, and contact between the citizens and the government. Uh, the most common picture in the cities of the nation today, as we have seen it, that we start from our home and we do not know which uh, red light crossing is clogged with the traffic jam, and everybody just queues up behind the other one without knowing the actual situation of the road ahead where the actual cause of traffic jam is there. How it would be if there is automatically or if there is an information available about the traffic status when you start from your home. So it would help you. There is an application in your phone that would help you decide the particular route you will take to reach your office when you start from your home in the morning. This is one example. Second, there is a person uh, who can be you know looking forward to buy something in the market, but he is not able to find a parking space in the market. Now he goes there, he just goes and puts in all his efforts to find a parking place, but he is not able to find that. So all his effort in finding that parking place is wasted. Rather, if the smart cities concept is implemented, what would happen? I or any person who is desiring to go and look forward for a solution for parking would be able to search a parking slot before he decides to park in that particular area of parking. So smart parking would be another example. The ideal of the creating a smart city is now becoming possible. The idea of the smart city is now becoming possible with the emergence of the Internet of Things because of these issues which we have just discussed, like car parking facilities, the traffic management, and let us say the recent problems in New Delhi, like the water was not there, then how a particular city could inform its citizens, the city administration could inform its citizens about the unavailability of the water, or could monitor them uh, uh, through the usage of the water per day. All these things, etc., etc., it could have been made possible because of the smart city IoT based concepts. Just have a look at it, uh, the uh, the picture which shows you different types of the components, and the just a glimpse would like to give you a glimpse of the smart city. Just have a look at this. You see, this is your energy storage and demand response. Your power station is there. Okay. Here, these are the smart buildings. This is the way to the airport. All these are connected to the network. The electric car charging stations or the vehicular charging stations. The commercial facilities are there. So just have a look at this. The battery energy management system, the community energy management systems, the electric vehicles, fuel energy management systems, the home energy management systems, and all these energy management systems are basically working with the help of a supervisory control system, and a system that also acquires data from the various sensors, that is also popularly known as SCADA systems. So SCADA systems would be working with the various components of the energy management and the water management or the traffic management or the water ways. Okay, and it would be benefiting and deploying or making the resources available as and when required, and in the exact number of required quantity, with the help of this uh, with the help of the supervisory control and data acquisition systems installed. Okay, so just if we look at this, the visualization systems which are interconnected with the various production and information. So the energy will never be lost, nor it would be uh, under used. Now, what comprises of a smart city, and the value of the smart cities would be this much, and you can see here that the I don't know whether you are able to see this picture, because this is what I could get. Mm, this is your smart energy, which is consisting of the 16.5% business opportunity in the overall business. The number 3, Number two is your smart security. Smart security is another thing which is going to be very much increased. Uh, People have already started using and installing uh, the CCTV cameras at their enterprise offices or their shops or homes, in fact, which are connected to their mobile application. In fact, there are products available in the market like MTS also offers some Wi-Fi enabled mobile CCTV cameras which can directly uh, transmit the data about their camera recordings to the mobile apps. Then we have the smart governance at the number one. Smart governance is going to be the uh, most uh, shared most shared part of the smart city business. Then we have the smart buildings, smart healthcares, smart transportations, and smart infrastructure. I would share it with you the one of my experiences when I was working in abroad. I had seen the smart buildings and smart traffic systems and the smart transportation systems there. Now you are able to see those in the form of Delhi Metro and all. But what would be, how it would be when you have a single card and that works well and perfect for all your public buses, your metros, your trains, your Ola or any cabs, etc., etc. And recently you have seen, you might have read this uh, in newspapers. There was news that the government is seriously thinking to remove the service charges uh, levied on the transactions made through the credit card or online banking transactions. This would benefit the business vendors, and which the primary model of the payments would be through this only. The problem statements of the why do we require a smart city and why it is actually required, why there is a whole lot of uh, screaming about this smart city initiative. This is there because more than 50% of the world's population lives in cities as of now, and the percentage would be 70% by 2050. And cities, when people are living in the cities, and anybody who is living in city or village, whatever, the energy would be, and the emission of the greenhouse gases would actually increase by 67% by some around 8% from 67 to 74% by the year 2030. So smart city is developed with a concept or for a concept of that creates the sustainable economic development with less pollution and a high quality of human beings' life. So this is what we are uh, planning to achieve through the smart city initiative. The benefits of the smart city would be it would deliver the new levels of efficiency, effectiveness, safety, reliability, that I am aware of everything, and whatever the service is given to me would be given through a reliable measure. The higher levels of service would be available. This access enables a city to anticipate and prevent problems in areas like reducing accidents, the shuffling or reshuffling or rerouting the traffics, and reducing the crime by identifying the hotspots of crime. The new insight also enables the provision of services like finding a parking spot, monitoring the air pollution, intelligent lighting systems, etc. We have done intelligent lighting system in our corridor in the one of the block of the university. The basic technologies for the smart cities would be uh, the sensors and the electrical equipments, and all these technologies actually work for the IoT. Uh, there is no IoT is the backbone or is the key for smart city initiative, for making a city smart actually. It requires the sensors and electrical equipment, the processing unit. Processing unit can be any type of a microprocessor or a microcontroller, which can handle some amount of the information to be processed, or has some kind of some kind of the different or some or the other kind of the processing logic, which suits the requirement and the ample amount of memory. The most common microcontrollers or microprocessors are Raspberry Pi or Arduino or ESP8266, etc., etc. Then all these sensors are sending the information, which is processed by these microprocessors or microcontrollers. Then, uh, based on the mobile applications, the data is fetched or saved onto the cloud, and there are through the connectivity is through uh, the MQTT protocol, which is a machine-to-machine communication protocol. Now we are coming on to the job and the future scope of the IoT-based companies. The number of smart cities in the world is to quadruple from 2013 to 2025 with the many new developments. Government of India is also planning to, have something around 1.13 billion on the 100 of the smart cities. Cisco believes that the global smart city market is worth 3 trillion, which is close to 6 billion coming from India itself in the next 5 years. And all these figures are in US dollars, so you can understand the amount of the money, volume of the money. The current leaders in the Europe are Europe, Singapore, and Korea, with a greater level of activity expected in countries like Brazil and China. Smart city market is therefore set to explode with the first and several in projecting uh, a 1.5 trillion global market by 2020 across several different segments of the globe, and several different segments of the industry total sector. It is expected that it would open about 10 million employments, 10 million employments, understand, again. So you can understand that how it would be, the 10 million employments it would be a big thing. The major companies which are working in that, or the convergence of the technology will lead from convergence of competition. There are IT companies, there are energy and infrastructure companies, there are automation and building control companies, then there are security companies and telecom companies. So just have a look at this here. This particular picture will show you the coverage that there are big companies in IT like IBM, like Google, HP, Oracle, all are there in the business with one or the other type of protocol or the product range, whatever they are there to offer to the customers. The companies like ST Microelectronics, Cisco, Ericsson, AT&T, Serco, Securitas, Tyco, Honeywell. Honeywell is an automation company. Rockwell automation company. Schneider Electric. These are all the automation and uh, control panels, and these are the companies. Then Athon, Synergy, all the Alstom Grid, all these electrical power company, energy companies, security companies, Serco, Cisco, Symantec, Securitas. These are the companies which are there investing in the security part of the IoT. And then we have the telecom companies like broadband and internet service provider companies, the lines which are laying down the network lines uh, under the cities. So these are all the, and one can choose any of the sector, any of the job scenario which he feels perfect for himself, that suits his own inner personality to be a professional. So this is how we look at these companies, the job market of the IoT based business. Coming on to the next, we have smart healthcare in India. Healthcare sector in India is also facing a whole lot of challenges. Like we have the very old age infrastructure. We have our population is increasing by huge numbers. Then the access to the high quality medical care is very limited, and also I belong to the particular portion here. We can see that on the hills of Uttarakhand, there are not many hospitals. Doctors are not going there because of the lack of the proper lifestyle or life like that. So people are actually having problems. But through the IoT based things, this can be uh, improved a very big way uh, through the help of the smart gadgets which people can use for their daily statistics to be recorded, and then finally the statistics are sent over through the network to the support centers, and then finally the high uh, specialist can diagnose their problems and can advise them or prescribe them the particular medicines and the treatment therapies. So this is what is possible actually. And recently, you might have seen the initiative of the Arvind Kejriwal's government, which has been the Mohalla Clinic. So this is also an initiative through smart city. It can be possible very easily through Internet of Things. It is very much easily possible and very much value. Okay, the through the healthcare, smart healthcare, we can have the remote patient management, field force enablement, mobile telemedicine, healthcare campaigns, etc., etc. These are the things which can be uh, benefited. Now, the big and the most important thing is we can. I would like to share here that these IoT-based companies can uh, be started here. And Startup India has already been inaugurated by the Prime Minister, and one can come up with a brilliant idea, can which which tries to solve one or the other type of the problem, and can start his own venture. Our own students have started a company called as Control Sense. You can look at and visit the URL www.controlsense.com to have a look at their profiles of the or the portfolio of their products or services, whatever they are offering. So uh, UPES always helps in in incubating the new ventures and companies. So this is one of the company which is started up at UPS itself. This is the a glimpse of the page from the web page of the Smart Sense, Control Sense. So they are bringing you the smart homes, um, the remote management, energy management, and all these things are there. They are offering. This is a pure IoT based concept. This was a project which was done by one of our BTech final year student and with one of his colleagues, and then they have started this company. You can switch on, switch off air conditioners while returning from your home through this application. That you can control the lights. You can see the energy levels used in your house if you are and you can also detect the intrusions in your house. All this reported to your mobile phones and at a very nominal price. all these things are there. So these are the things which are possible. These are the kinds of opportunities which are possible and available for you ahead if we choose one or the uh, other type of career, or the we want to educate ourselves for the IoT based courses. These are the few references which I have discussed here. So if you want, you can come ahead with the queries and questions. Here I would like to say thanks to you all for patiently listening to me, and now your questions are invited. Chat से जाएगा वहाँ? I can speak. Yeah, definitely you can do that. You can take any MTech course after doing this BTech. It is not a problem because primarily you are a computer science engineering graduate, the one who specializes in Internet of Things. So no need to worry about your future scope or anything. You can join in any company right away after doing BTech, and if you want to pursue your MTech in robotics, in embedded systems, in artificial intelligence, in intelligent systems, or whatever related to the computer science and the sensory informations, yes, definitely you can go ahead with your that qualification. You're welcome. I would be happy to answer more questions, few more questions. We are already on time, so we have some time that we can, discuss certain other things or the future prospects of the after doing this course or anything, any other query if is there in anybody's mind. I would be happy to answer that. Hmm. Okay, so thank you very much. It was a nice session and it's good interaction with you all. Okay, thank you. Bye bye. All the best for your career and future.